Well, bonjour and comment allez-vous? Je vais très bien, merci. Hey, welcome to We Talk, and we're glad to see all of you here. We hope you had a great week, but we're here to make it better. You already know if you've been here before, all right? But we finna get busy for y'all. Last week we had a very, very good discussion, and if you missed it, please go and check it out. Check it out on my Facebook page. And the topic was, what was the difference between fear and respect in a relationship? And we discussed some people rule their relationships by fear, and some rule it by having mutual respect for each other. So if you're involved in any one of those situations, hey, go ahead and check it out on our Facebook page. It was very informative, and I think you might be able to apply it to your lives. But anyway, like I said, we're going to get busy. First of all, if you've been here before, you already know, we toast up because we celebrate everybody here. And no matter what happens in your life, Know that we love you and know that you will succeed. Don't let anybody tell you anything different. All right? So here's everybody on the line. All right. Let me shout some folks out. Hey, user 640. Hey, Clipperus, Bareface. How is everybody? Glad you all are here because you could have been anywhere, as we often say, and you chose to be with us tonight, and we certainly appreciate it. But anyway, let me tell you what we're going to be talking about. This is going to be a very informative discussion, and it's a topic that a lot of people are discussing nowadays. And I think, at least the people in my circle, we pay attention to these type of things because it determines where we fit in. When we're talking about wealth and we're talking about how we can prosper in this world and particularly in the Western culture, we're going to be talking about cryptocurrency. Cryptocurrency. Now, we know everybody is fairly new, but everybody's familiar with Bitcoin and a couple of the other currencies out there. But we're going to break it down, and we're going to kind of let you know whether or not you should invest in it, whether or not you should be worried because it might replace the dollar. A lot of people are talking about that it's going to replace the dollar. But we're going to give you the definitive answer, the correct answer. But before I bring my co-host on, let me give you this disclaimer. We're not experts. We deal with commodities, gold and cryptocurrency and diamonds and fuel and all sorts of things. But we don't call ourselves experts. We've got a lot of experience and we do a lot of research, and based on our experience and the people that we know who are involved in these different industries, we can provide information that's very helpful. All right, so let me go ahead and bring my co-host on real quick. Go ahead and nurse those drinks because you might want to sip it real slow on this particular live because you want to take this information in. All right. All right. Yeah, it's too many. I got to go all the way back. Hey, y'all need to send me a request, Keith and DeJoya, because it shows that you're joined, but it doesn't show where I can actually join you guys. All right? Shows everybody else, but it don't show y'all. It just says joined and got your name up there. All right, so if you would, send me a request and I'll bring you on in. Okay, there's one. Hey, Miss O'Neill.
Wait, hold on. I got somebody that want to tell you hey real quick, and then I got to tell you something now. I got to tell you. Say hey, Malia. Look.
Hey, Papa Greg.
Hey, Malia, how are you?
Okay.
All right. Good to see you.
Listen. So y'all know I always give them a little shout out to people, but y'all see I got something different, right? Today I literally been on that juice. I literally been on that juice. Okay, y'all don't let it do it to y'all. I've been on this right here, that juice for real.
Oh, okay.
Baby, and I called her and I called because I want to order some. Baby, I've been on that juice, so y'all gotta excuse me a little bit.
Is it good?
Baby, the lunch lady be saying I got the juice, baby, not the tea. I got that juice today, for real.
All right. That's good to hear. Hey, what's up, Keith?
What's going on, guys?
Hey, man, you sound like the heat got you beat up there in Jersey, man. You all right?
I'm a little drained today. Been a long day, but we good.
Oh yeah. Hey, I'm the same way, brother. I've been having a little pain here and there. I think I worked out too hard the other day, but I'm getting better and I'm good now. All right.
Bless
Yeah.
y'all. Oh, he coming here all soft, and here I go. Like, I've been on that juice for real. Here he come. Hey, what's up, y'all? What's up? The voice behind the no,
Y'all
the
crazy.
voice
And what kind of
behind
juice? What kind of juice is you on anyway?
baby, it's called that juice. I'm literally telling you the truth, and baby, it's that juice. Y'all know I be saying I'm real lunch lady. I got the juice, not the tea. Baby, I got that juice today for real. I got the ginger bourbon margarita.
Okay.
Baby, it's gonna be lit
Well,
today.
it's hitting, huh?
It's gonna be lit today. I called and told her it's gonna be lit today.
Okay. All
It's
right.
gonna
Well, that's
call Lunch
good.
Lady got some
Maybe.
juice for real.
All right. Well, maybe you can give us some of this juice on this cryptocurrency, so that we can give our viewers and listeners some information, particularly some investment opportunities and the things to look out for, and why it would be recommended. All right.
Oh
Since you
well,
got the
okay.
juice.
I'll be ready since I done got that juice.
Okay. All right. But now on to our discussion. This is more of an introduction to cryptocurrency because, of course, we can't cover it all with one particular live. But if you all find it interesting and you want more information at the conclusion, just kind of hit us in the DM or give us a shout out or whatever, and we'll bring it back and work it back into our upcoming topics in our schedule. All right. So what we plan to do is just help you understand the terms and the purpose and the comparison to the US dollar. Right? That's what we want to do. We want to give you a basic understanding of what cryptocurrency is, and I know all of you have heard about it. And we got number 45 who kind of bamboozled folks and made a couple $1 billion off of his, but
Got his own blockchain. Got his own blockchain. Like, yeah,
And don't nobody want his quarter, and don't nobody want his dollar with his picture on.
But look, there were a multitude of people that invested that
I
lost.
was just gonna say, there's a lot of people that invested in that. Homie
Yeah.
is doing big things with that crypto. Yeah, he is.
Yeah, and he came out with a couple billion, but but we're going to be talking at the level for normal people. Number 45 and the multi-millionaires and billionaires, they play on a different field. So we're just talking about for traditional people with moderate or high incomes that are looking to diversify their portfolio. That's what we're going to be. We're talking, we love you all. Are you understand? But we want you all to have this information. All right, so the discussion is going to be, will cryptocurrency replace the dollar economically? Now, I've heard in my circle of friends, we've had great discussions, especially when Bitcoin first came out. There was a lot of discussion on whether or not it would replace the US dollar. And there are some pros and cons to that situation, and we're going to discuss it a little bit. First, we have to understand what cryptocurrency is and how it works. That's the first order of business. We have to understand what cryptocurrency is and how it works. And this is my goal, is to make sure you all understand that so you can make an intelligent decision if you're ever approached or if you want to do your own research and you decide to invest in cryptocurrency. Cryptocurrency in its simplest form is just digital money that exists only electronically. So when you start hearing about these transactions and all of these people who made money doing Bitcoin, it is totally electronic. Unlike the US dollar or any other hard currency, it is not printed by a government or controlled by a central bank. If you don't know, I'm going to give you a little information on how the dollar works too. Our dollar is tied to our economy. and all the safeguard and the authority on our currency. I know we got the U.S. Treasury Department, but the banks, more so the central banks, control hard currency. So understand that difference right off the bat. Cryptocurrency is not hard cash. It is only negotiated and used as a medium of exchange electronically. Now, is that a good thing or a bad thing? We're going to see why it's good and why it's bad. Because anytime you have something new, it goes through that experimental stage, and people have to kind of figure out all the different advantages and different disadvantages of it. But we've had it around for a minute now, so I think most people have worked out the kinks in it. All right? Instead of using a central bank, cryptocurrency use cryptography, if I'm saying that correctly. What it is this an advanced computer security system. Keith already mentioned it already when he said blockchain. So the cryptography is what the Bitcoin and all cryptocurrency use. It does not use a bank at all.
No.
And you're going to see why that may be an advantage or disadvantage. Transactions are recorded permanently on the blockchain. Now, what is a blockchain? That's no more than an electronic ledger. If you're familiar with banking processes and procedures, you know that things are recorded in a ledger. And the ledger just keeps count of deposits and withdrawals, pretty much. So to understand it, just look at blockchain as being the authority in cryptocurrency to record deposits and withdrawals. So that includes purchases as well.
Yeah, you can't have real crypto if it's not a transaction on the blockchain. That's how people get scammed and fraud, right?
Exactly.
It has to be on the block. It has to be, and when you have crypto, you have a wallet, which Mr.
Right.
G is going to get into.
Right.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
Absolutely. So, the recipient receives the cryptocurrency in their digital wallet. So our wallet is no more than your account. So it makes it seem simple because we know we keep our money in a wallet, right? So the recipient receives the cryptocurrency in their digital wallet. No bank is required, and they definitely don't need approval or transfer from a bank. It's done directly. Just as you would if you write a check and go to the bank, you're dealing directly with the bank. With Bitcoin, with cryptocurrency, we're dealing directly with the wallet. When the wallet is where it's kept, where? Where's that wallet kept? On blockchain, because that's the official ledger for all transactions. So since there's no bank involved, and you don't have to have an approval when you go to try to get a loan or anything like that, or when you go get your money, in some cases, you have to get approval from your bank. Now, it's not really said that way, but anytime you put your money in a bank, in order to go get it out, you have to have approval from that bank. If that bank says that they are closed down, now normally you don't run any risk of losing your money, but if you go in the day that they say they're closed or they don't have the money or whatever the case, then that's approval and disapproval. That bank does not have to give you that money if they don't have it, or if they say they don't have it, even though you have it in your account. Now, I'm just saying that and it's very extreme, but it could happen. It happened to me before. When you make large withdrawals from any local bank, if they don't have it in their bank or in their vault or on their ledger, then they have to get it from the headquarters or another banking institution.
And they tell you can't take it today, you got to come back. You should have called us ahead of time.
Tomorrow. That's
Yeah,
right.
come back tomorrow. We contact the people. Yeah.
Now look, if you're a major depositor and you have quite a substantial amount of money, oh, they give you perks and they're going to treat you nicely because they don't want you to close that account. But I'm making the point: if the bank does not have that money, they don't have to give it to you, and legally there ain't nothing you can do about it. You've heard, if you go back to the 50s and 60s, during the Great Depression, where people had their money in banks and they lost their money. So that's a real situation. We don't really have to worry about it right now today, but I'm just putting it out there because there is a possibility. So now, with that being said, sounds like a good idea, right? To have digital currency. You don't have to worry about no middleman. You don't have to worry about someone charging you fees. You don't have to worry about going to the bank and not being able to withdraw your money. So it sounds like a real good deal. And of course, because it's all electronic, it's very fast. It's almost instantaneously once you do the transaction. But we're going to talk about the pros and cons a little later. I just wanted to give you some information to start thinking about. Start thinking about the way I described the bank. Start thinking about the way that we're talking about cryptocurrency. The idea of cryptocurrency replacing the US dollar, that's one discussion that's been had, for so long, particularly in economics. While it is possible, because anything is possible, it's possible, but it's more possible that digital currency will play a much larger role in the future. There are major obstacles for it to replace the dollar entirely. Now, I don't have any statistics as to how much it will replace it currently or how much it is being utilized right now today. I don't have that information. But we do know that there are a lot of obstacles that will preclude it from just totally replacing the dollars. And we get ready to talk about that.
Definitely. If you look at it right now, and you probably gonna get into this, me and Mr. G do some things a little bit in this space anyway, quietly. So right now, Bitcoin is about 62,000, a little over 62,000 a coin. I want to say I checked earlier, I want to say it was like 62,170 something or whatever. So that's for one Bitcoin. Right. So I guess what people need to understand here is that you might not have 62,000 to invest in Bitcoin, but you can buy fractions of a coin, right? Based on how it's done. And a lot of times you can get it from Coinbase, or you want to get into a secure situation where right, how you're dealing that crypto is coming from a legitimate situation, right? And I want to say it's down today. Okay, it's down a little bit today. So that gets into the volatility of what you were just talking about. So go ahead, Mr. G. I'm not going to get,
All right. Well, you that's a good point that you made. You don't have to buy a complete whole Bitcoin. You can't look at it like U.S. currency because the system is totally different. When you go get $1, you have $1. So you have that value of $1. But if you look at Bitcoin cryptocurrency, that being the pot for all of that money within that consortium. So if it's $100,000 Bitcoin, that don't mean you got to go buy $100,000 Bitcoin.
Right.
That means that you can buy a portion of that off of through the secured systems, and I'm going to talk about the most secured and safest way to make those purchases. But
Right.
you can buy a portion of that, and that money is going to be held and transacted through the buyer's wallet, which you will establish a wallet, right? And in that wallet, it will have your portion of the value of your portion in that wallet, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And as we said, blockchain is the legitimate source to know that you're dealing with a reputable seller or buyer when we start talking about Bitcoin. If you don't ask the question, whether or not it's through blockchain or through the necessary means to make sure that it's secure and legal, then it's very easy for that money to disappear. And it's digital. It's digital money.
Yeah, it's gone. Once it's
Yeah.
gone, it's gone.
Well, I'm gonna tell y'all like this. I don't want my money to be where I can't find it, can't trace it, and I'm open to so many, and I understand, where technology's going and this and that. So I understand, doing things, over the wire when you pay your bills, you pay your bills with your cards online, this, and the third. I can get that because if there is a mistake or something should happen, at least that's traceable. At least I know I can get my money back. But the
In
cryptocurrency.
some cases, if that
Yeah,
bank
well,
is
yeah. But in most cases, unlike I had an incident over Cash App where somebody sent me the wrong Cash App and I sent them the money and then I never could get my money back. Like I don't want it to be that situation. And
Oh yeah.
like dealing with cryptocurrency, it's not like it's insured. It's not like there's too much control over it and different things like that. I don't want to be in a total situation. And sometimes in people's situations, it's good not to have to go through banks and this and that. But I think that if you really dig into the cryptocurrency, fascination, it might be good in the future. Maybe you can practice both, but I mean, I
Right.
think I'd rather take my chances with,
Oh yeah. Well,
the other
see,
things.
and most people gonna feel that way, DeJoy, because I'm that way too. When you're old school and you used to, grandma used to keep her coins under her mattress. You know what I'm saying?
Now, like my aunt, Lord, she must be up there. Okay, now y'all, that juice been too much. Grandma going up yonder, but my aunt, like, Lord, that juice, boy. But my aunt, like, she still won't today. Like, she does not have a bank card.
Wow.
She Lord bless her, ain't niece, bless her heart. She still goes into the bank to
Hey,
deposit money.
now that you
And
said that, you remember we got a brother in our Masonic order.
oh yeah. Now we love him now, y'all. But I mean, you literally he be wanting to wire people he want brother wires money
Western
Western
Union.
Union versus and I mean it's okay to be like that, but then chimes are just changing to electronic transactions, period. And I'm not saying you gotta go over to the Bitcoin like all the way over because there are pros and cons just like with the bank, you like he said, you have issues with the bank. You've had issues where you can't get your money back or where they just can't find you, your money, this, that, and the third. But that's not probably as much of a chance as we might have with the cryptocurrency and stuff, and especially because you could transfer it overseas in minutes. It might take you a couple of hours to get money overseas if you wire it or going through
Oh
Western
yeah.
Union. They
Yeah.
tell you, okay, you can go in 2 hours, but with cryptocurrency, it moves so fast
Right.
that it's hard to get. And then everybody, because and Lord knows if you got some older people watching, 60s and 70s, I'm not saying nothing ugly,
Right.
but when you get up in that age, they
You breaking up. I don't know what's going on over there. Keith, are you still there?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, I think yeah. The joy you froze. But anyway, hey Daniel, Hey, crystallized, and
I
hey,
think
Kansas.
I think the biggest thing about what we're saying about the old school mindset is
Right.
it is oh, there she is.
Okay. You hear me now?
Yeah, yeah. You froze for about a good 10, 15 seconds.
See, I knew I shouldn't have been drinking that stuff before.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
anyway, I was just saying, like, it's sometimes like you could go into a bank and talk to somebody. But if you mess around with the cryptocurrency and stuff, you can't go into no how you gonna find that?
Oh yeah. And that's
You know,
that's one of the things
let me
we want to discuss.
y'all, I'm finna try to check and see if my Wi-Fi is on or something. If I go off, I'll just come back in and let you know when I get back in. Let me just check my Wi-Fi
Okay.
or whatever.
All
Okay.
right. Hey, Beanie.
I think
How
the
are you?
biggest thing with the crypto is it's very volatile. And a lot of people don't understand what that means. And a lot of people think that if they get involved, they're going to lose their money. But just like in any type of investing, you're not putting your whole nest egg into the situation, right? So if you're investing as a person, there's going to be a portion that you have set aside if you're investing or looking to invest that you're going to use, right? And once you
Right.
use that, you use that, right? So we're not telling people go, there's no get rich quick, there's no none of these different things that are going on. But it's easy to say no to something when you don't understand it. And that's what a lot of people do in life. And then they make certain things, they say, well, it's only for the rich people or the wealthy people or whoever the case may be. And that's actually not really the case. So I think that you as a person have to decide. Go ahead.
Yeah. And not only
See,
that.
like, but
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like, for real now, I want to ask y'all a question. Don't y'all think I'm crazy or not? But like with everything we got going on with 4-5 and all these other countries, I would think seriously before I think about Bitcoin. Because just like that day we had the issue where they attacked our cell phones and stuff, I'm just saying, I'm gonna think about that before. Yeah,
Oh yeah.
at least when he get out of here, I might think about something. But like right now, where we got so many strained foreign relations and
Oh yeah.
stuff like that, that this is a time that I seriously would think about, making sure my money is secure in the bank, even having some money out, a safe up under the mattress like your grandparents used to do. I mean, at this point, I know people laugh at it, but like as far as cryptocurrency and we talk about the dollar, the rise and fall of the dollar, and like now I actually went in the store the other day and she thought she wasn't finna give me my penny. And she rounded
A
up.
lot
It
of
ain't
places don't have pennies anymore.
well. I'm like, you better round it up on y'all part, not on my part, because if you don't pay attention to
But what
y'all,
are you going to do? Listen, because if they talked about it was a big talk at one time where they were doing away with the penny. So
right?
during these transitions, when people get word of it or when they start exercising that particular policy, then if they say that they go to the bank and they're not supposed to get pennies or they don't have any pennies, then they're going to go with
But
that policy.
no, but I'm just saying, like, I'm thinking about all of this, as we're talking, and it's crazy because when I seen Bitcoin and you start talking about it, I say, oh Lord, here I go. But I actually know, like, as I'm talking, I probably know more about it than I thought I did, because
Absolutely.
we don't get the topics he gonna talk about. He just spring them on us like we magic or something. But
That's the best way.
but like as we're talking about the penny and the this and the that, that's when I think about Bitcoin. That's when I think about electronic things, because a lot of people say they don't pay with their card, or they don't this or they don't that. Now, if you want your money back the way it should, you better pay with your card, or you better find some electronic way, to pay. I mean, that's just the crazy thing. You're gonna be forced either way you go. You're gonna be forced to deal with stuff in some kind of way of electronic transactions. Period.
Yeah. Hey, Angela Turner, how are you? I'm glad you can make it. Well, listen, Keith made a very good point. When we're talking about cryptocurrency, we're not saying take all of your dollars and just turn them into cryptocurrency. That's not what we're saying at all. It's just like if you look at cryptocurrency as being an investment, just like if you were to go and buy a mutual fund, or if you were to invest in some type of business opportunity. That's what we're talking about. So by no means, we aren't saying go get all your money out the bank and go buy some Bitcoin. Anytime you deal with investments, and I've been doing it for quite a while now, when you deal with investment, it's only the money that you can afford to lose. That's how I invest. I only invest the money that I can afford to lose. If you got to take all of your money or take your rent money down there, then it's not a good time for you to be investing. You got to invest when you can afford to lose it, because at any time I wouldn't care. I'm starting to say a bad word. I
Don't
wouldn't
say
care. I wouldn't care how great the opportunity looks or how reputable the people you're dealing with. You always run the risk of losing money in any investment opportunity. Now, some are more volatile than others, and some are more secure than others. So we try to make the best and the most intelligent guess when we choose these opportunities.
So when we talking about this right now, because y'all only word I like is paymaster, and I don't think it's nothing y'all gonna interest me in when we talk about cryptocurrency, unless we got a cryptocurrency paymaster, and then I still might not want to do that because I got questions. But people when they talk about
We got that too. We got
when
that too.
Absolutely. We
when
got
they talk
anything you
about
want.
when they talk about the cryptocurrency and stuff, because I have heard, a lot of people talk about cryptocurrency, the Bitcoin, the this and that and the third. And is it safe to say you should? I mean, I'm not saying y'all have to. Now we just playing, we just throwing out stuff now. Lunch Lady just throwing out stuff. Is it safe to say that as you move into the future, you should think about some kind of electronic wallet or whatever? I'm just asking for those people.
Here's my spiel on that. There's no way that we're going to be able to avoid technology and the way things are changing. So I would say it's a good idea, and any seasoned investor will tell you that diversification always gives you the best outcome. So when we're talking about cryptocurrency, if you don't know much about it, first of all, I would learn and read and see how much I really can learn about it so that I'm intelligent enough to have a conversation.
Right. Because
And to
I'm
answer
just
your
amazed
question,
that,
I would say yes. I've
Yeah.
got some Bitcoin.
oh,
I've got some
you got
property.
you got 3 numbers of Bitcoin. You got
I
like
ain't gonna
with
tell
this
y'all
comma behind
that.
no, and y'all, you know what? I am like, I just get fascinated. I be like a big old kid because like now, because like I have a Capital One account, right? And literally, I'm just at all because I can actually go into a CVS or Walgreens or whatever and deposit money that way, and it gets onto my Capital One account. And I never thought in all of my 53 years, well, I can't count all 53 because, I wasn't grown at the first part. So I'm just going to say when I got 21 or whatever and I started talking about money and banks and stuff, I never thought that it would be possible to have all these avenues to deposit money, to move money. Used to when you wanted to move money from account to account, you had to go in the bank. So if you just think about, and this is for everybody,
Listen,
regardless.
that's why I say technology. I didn't mean to cut you off. I say technology is something that we have to adapt to. Think about
Yes.
this. You remember? I mean, I'm old enough to remember. Some people don't even remember when everybody didn't have a cell phone. You
Yeah.
remember when
Yeah.
cell phones first came out, and the idea was, oh man, they're going to make this phone, and it's going to be affordable. People can have every person on the planet. Man, we was looking at, nah, you got to be crazy. That don't even make sense. People walking around with a phone. Why would everybody want to have a phone? Or why would they make it that widely available to everybody?
A mobile
here
phone, and
we
that's
are
exactly
today.
what they call it. Not a cell phone, a mobile phone. If you look on your applications, they don't. A lot of them don't say cell phone; they say mobile phone. And a lot of us don't have home phones. We have mobile or cell
Mobile
phones.
phone.
So when
That's
stuff
right.
shut down,
But you should still have a landline.
no, we don't.
If they come in to rob you and they block the cell signal, how you gonna
But
call
Keith, let me tell
911?
you something. So I was at my, a few months ago. I was just tell them, Greg, now, because I was at my grandmother's, and when we had the snowstorm in January, and this ties into the cryptocurrency and electronic stuff, y'all. So I was down there, and the phone during that first snow, that's when the phone started acting up, right? So my aunt and them, they've always had the landline. Now you have to switch over to VoIP. So it's not even a landline even then, so everything still is electronic. And what he told us, and this is from AT&T, that eventually everybody is going to have to switch over to VoIP because there's no more landline. Once it messes up, that's it. And that's the scary thing, even about the cryptocurrency and all of that. And we're talking about it, and I'm saying I'm kind of scared of it a little bit. There's still that what if thing. What if we don't have a choice at some point to switch
Well,
over to
I look at things this way: whatever's going to be is going to be, and to make our lives more comfortable, we have to participate as much or as little as we can. Hey, Jane. Hey,
I guess can I borrow a little bit of your crypto coins when I call you? You know how I be like, can I borrow a couple dollars? Can I borrow some crypto? That's what But I mean, it's crazy at how things are going. Like I was just saying, like who would have ever thought you can go in CVS or wherever to deposit or move money?
yeah,
You know what I'm
that's true.
saying?
When,
So
hey, when they're known, their industry is medicine and all of those type things. So
yeah,
yeah,
and that's the weird thing. Those are the only places you can really go to put the money. Like if you got a Capital One account, because Capital One is a well respected, bank, checking account, this, that, and the third, but it doesn't have a physical bank. And while I'm talking about Bitcoin here, I'm dealing with something that doesn't have a physical bank. So wow, but it's still a bank.
I thought Cap. You're right. You're right.
No,
I
they don't.
thought,
It's not. They don't have physical banks. I can go to any ATM, this, that, all that. But as far as going into a physical bank, I don't have I have a Navy Federal account, a
right.
Bank of America account. But like as far as Capital One, that's like the Bitcoin right now for me. And I thought about that when we talking about this. I'm like, hey, hey, I'm up in there. I mean, mine don't have all them numbers with the comma behind it like he is probably, but he ain't gonna tell nobody. But I'm just saying.
Hey, T. Harris, how are you? Hey, Exclusive. Hey, Stone, how are you? Okay, but yeah, that's true. It's just
Yep.
something that we have to consider in our lives because that's just what it is. Technology ain't gonna change just because we don't want it. The world is gonna keep moving forward. But here's why some people believe cryptocurrency could replace the dollar. It operates without a central bank, so governments cannot print more of it at will. The money that we have now, that's why, look, I've never been, even in college, I never did get too involved with economics, especially micro and macro. I passed because I needed the credit to graduate, but the economic part of it, that was just too confusing to me. That's just me. Now, I've got friends who got economic genius all written over. But here's the thing. The government cannot print more Bitcoin at its will.
More money.
It can print more money. It can print dollars anytime we want. And
But that's why they tell you money. And I used to when I heard my grandma say it one time. Money ain't worth the paper it's printed on. And I thought, what the hell she mean? Like I can go buy 100 pieces of candy. Back in my day, y'all, I'm telling my age. I can go to the corner store and get 100 pieces of penny candy with $1. What she mean? It ain't worth the paper it's printed on. Shoot. And now
That's
that when
just what now you understand what she meant.
Yep, and when you get older, because the value of it is what non-exist, well, almost just ever changing.
It's all tied to the economy. So
Yeah.
here's my thing. So how do we come up with all these stimulus checks when we are $40 trillion or $4 trillion in debt? How do we, every time the economy takes a big hit, how are we able to give people $2,000 stimulus checks?
The money is worth the paper is printed out.
So that's what I'm saying. So they say it's tied to our economy,
Yeah.
correct? So
Yeah.
if it's tied to our economy, right, then there has to be some more products and services that have generated more money or value for you to print more money. But
Again, just go on and give me the money. Forget it. I like the kind that crinkle, not the
nobody
kind
really
that
cares. Nobody really cares. We talk about the deficit. I don't know why we spend all this time talking about it when we just gonna print more money when we feel like.
That's all I'm saying. And then you get mad at somebody when they go print them some money and stuff. Don't get mad at the
And
regular
they say
people.
it's counterfeit. You
Yeah,
know why?
that's all I'm
Because
saying.
the government can do it. We can't do it.
That's all I'm saying. Look, that's all
Yeah.
I'm saying. But that's
So-
crazy. You know, it's crazy.
So check this out. This is going to bring some clarity, right? So some people believe crypto could replace the dollar because there's no government interference, and they cannot print it whenever they feel like it. So it's more control. Some cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin, which is the one that most people are familiar with because it's the largest, as I know. I think number 45, his is up there now. But they have a fixed supply, which supporters argue help protect it against inflation. So if there's X amount of Bitcoin printed, then that you don't have to worry about keeping up with inflation.
Well, what they do, Mr. G, sorry to cut you off, is they actually have to mine. They have to mine the Bitcoin. That's where the data usage comes in. That's where
we don't want to get into. I mean, you can give a brief explanation.
Yeah, I'm just giving a brief, right? It's because it's virtual.
Oh.
Like Mr. G said, there's a fixed supply. There's a virtual way to actually acquire the coin so that it can be purchased by the public. I'll say it that way.
Right. Absolutely. That's a better definition without getting into all the technical.
Now you see why I like the word pay mouse? Just forget it.
All you do is dish out the money and get your fee, right? That's all you want.
That's all.
But it helps. They argue that it helps protects against inflation because it's a more controlled thing. It's not tied to the economy. Our economy, before we started with our currency, dollars and cents, which we adopted from England, from the pounds, we used to use the bartering system. So we use services and goods for services and goods. Just like most people can't imagine being without a cell phone. Back in the day when they were bartering, they couldn't imagine a dollar replacing it. But that's what actually happens. So as the world moves, things evolve. And the more the world evolves and the more technology is created, the more we become dependent on it, whether or not we like it or not. So, but let me get back to my point. The thing about Bitcoin, transaction can be made globally, often without traditional banks. Blockchain technology. This is what we're talking about. The blockchain technology, which houses the wallet, does the transfers, provides a transparent public ledger. Now, let me say this. If you're not dealing with blockchain, because when everybody loves that word transparent, and to me, that's the only way that you're going to be in a legitimate situation when you're dealing with Bitcoin. If it doesn't involve blockchain, then it becomes suspect automatic. So that should be one of your buzzwords. So it provides a transparent public ledger. That's for the people who have access to the wallet and who are involved with the transaction. But here's why the US dollar remains dominant. This is the point and the key that you need to take away this. The reason why the dollar will remain dominant, the dollar is backed by the economic strength and taxing power of the United States. Now, let me break that down for everybody. First, let me repeat it. The dollar is backed by the economic strength and taxing power of the United States. Now, let me ask all our viewers this. We know that the United States has had the number one economy for a very long time. Now, we know that China, Japan, now I don't know what Russia looks like now, but we definitely know China and Japan had a very, very strong currency. And they have strong economic power. Has anybody ever thought, why has not the dollar been replaced? Has anybody ever thought about that? The dollar is the global currency, the US dollar. So after all these years, and we know, let me break this part down for you. The reason that your dollar is strong is because of your military forces. And I don't say that just because I was in the military.
Yes, you do.
That ain't the only reason I say it. But I'm just giving an educational point here. Any country that has a strong military, their economy is good. Take it from only the strong survive. Even from the Russian Empire, from kingdoms in Africa, China, all of the East, and all of the Western parts of the world. He who has a very strong military, the economy is normally very, very good. But back to my question. Why has what they use in China, the yen, Japan, whatever the currency they use, why has that not become the global economy? You don't have to know the answer. I just want to know your thoughts.
Well, I'm glad you ain't waiting on me because I've been drinking juice.
I am waiting on you.
Oh.
But that's okay. I'm not going to put you on the spot.
Nah, you know what? Actually, and that's why it's good that we talking about this, because some of the points and questions, some of the points that's coming up and the knowledge that's been given, I never really thought about it. Like I said, when we were talking about the Bitcoin before, I was like, oh, I would never do that. I need this, I need that. And then here I'm thinking about, like I told you, I'm dealing with Capital One Bank as well,
Yeah.
So, and I know a lot of people probably don't think about it. So this is really, even though I'm in the conversation, this is kind of informative for me, but you better answer because I don't know. Because I told you.
Well, I'm going to tell you. Now, look, I'm going to go back to my disclaimer. I just say things based on my experience and what has worked in my life and my research.
It's not worth it. A lot of that's not worth as much as the dollar, right? The dollar is, our money in terms of currency, right?
But we have to go back to the first rule, which establishes how powerful your currency is. And that rule is, it is tied to your economy. So the U.S. has a vast, a great, and rich economy. Right, with the technology, the fruits, and
yeah. Now that I think about it,
things. But my question is, Japan is far advanced than us. China, everything we buy.
We're a corporation in itself, though. We a corporation in itself. The United States is not of the states.
Hey, don't go there. Don't go there, DeJoy. I don't want to start explaining all that.
But I'm okay. Just hear me out, though.
All right.
You shouldn't have answer me the question now. The lunch lady got the juice today now.
All
But
right, great. That juice talking.
you know that, yeah, but I'm just saying though, that's why when people come over here, that is one reason why a lot of people ask, well, why they don't have to know our language and why they don't have to know, because we are a business entity in itself. We are the United States of America is a corporation, it's a business. So our
Masonically, you talk and you
so
talking masonically,
I
which
ain't
is
talking,
true.
but I'm trying to tell you something
I'm
though.
not saying it's not true,
So
but I
yeah,
didn't want to open up those
well,
that
I
can
ain't
of
mean
worms.
to do that, but now that you asked, now I told you I've been drinking the juice a lunch later, but I'm just saying. So we are a business in itself. We are we are a corporation, even though we built it on our backs. We are, very lucrative in all
Okay.
of that. So
Right.
when you come here, we are expected to learn and to bend to the masses. You know what I'm saying? Because we want the business here. We want to keep pouring into us, into the economy, this, that, and the third. So that's how you really have to look at it. Even though he didn't want me to go there, but it's true.
I'm
The
gonna say
United
this
States
since you
of
brought it
America,
up.
not this.
You all, let me say this for the 1.4K that's on here right now. I want to say this because I don't want people to be misguided. We don't explain things. Hey, T Fitz. Hey, user
But
4036.
it's true though. I'm
Hey,
not
Hot
speaking
Babe.
nothing that's untrue.
Yeah,
You can look it
yeah.
up. We are not,
You are
even
you.
us. Listen. And people don't understand this. We are all a part of the currency chain, but you even worth some money. You even worth some money. That's why you got Social Security and that's why you got all this other stuff. But I
Now
ain't gonna go
listen, you're
there.
going too
But
far now.
I mean
We
I'm
don't
not
want to
going I'm
start
just
talking.
saying. So what
A lot
I'm
of
saying is
people,
that
a lot of people aren't ready for that, and we don't
okay,
have
but I'm
enough
pausing.
time to
I'm
talk about
pausing.
that,
Okay, I'm
DeJoy.
pausing. I'm
All right,
pausing.
please
But I'm
pause.
just saying.
Let
So the
me give
reason
let me give them
being,
this. Yeah,
okay, I'm gonna let you have it in.
since she said it, if she brought it up, the United States is a corporation. You can check it out. We give tidbits of information, and we go where the spirit guide, where the spirit guides us, right? So the United States is a corporation. Look it up. Do your own research. We can have another discussion about that too. But you look at the United States as a country. Washington, D.C. is not a state. You ever wonder why it's not a state? It's the
That's where
District of
everything
Columbia.
get.
All right. But hey, I'm going to leave that alone. If you all want to have that discussion, then just let us know, because that masonically we get very, very deep when we start talking about the
Cause
construct.
correction now, y'all, it ain't the United States, it's the United States
Hush.
of America. But I'm a hush.
Because we got a lot of states in the United States.
And it take a lot of entities to make up a corporation. And ain't no other country with all of this going on, with all these cultures and everything.
We go, hey.
Okay. I'm gonna let you go
Lord
now.
Jesus.
Okay, I'm
You you got like we enlarged the session. We ain't spoken. All right. So let me get back to where we were. Let me get back to where. But she's absolutely right. The United States is a corporation, and it's out there for public knowledge. I know you all got your Chat GPT and your AI right now. Hit it up and see what we're talking about. And there's a bigger force behind that. There's a reasoning. All of that is constructed the way it is. I'm a Mason, and Sister O'Neill is Anisha Starr, and well, there's a lot of stuff out there. All right. But anyway, let me get back to my subject. Whoo, oh, I got hot flashes. My feet done got hot over
okay. Okay, okay, y'all.
But listen, so here's the reason that the dollar will still remain dominant. Most international trades, including oil, commodities, and we do them all here, and technology, is what governs it. Blockchain for cryptocurrency is what's used to record and verify transactions. Look at it this way. Look at cryptocurrency this way. I looked for and I asked my grand architect of the universe to give me an example so that I can make this easy for our audience to understand. So let's look at it this way. Cash is physical money that you can hold. It's physical money. You can touch it, what we call tangible. Money in your bank account is digital, right? You can't touch the money in your bank account. When you go and you see, those 7 digits in your account, you see that's digital. But you can't touch that. The money, once you make your withdrawal, is what you physically can touch.
And that's why cash will always be king.
Okay. All right.
I
But
just had to tell y'all.
but I want them to understand that money in your account is digital. So for everybody who don't want to change, everybody who don't want to keep up with the times or follow this new wave technology, understand you're already there. That money in your bank is digital. Capiche? When you draw it out and you get $1, then you have a physical piece of currency. Yes, indeed. Thank you, T.I. Fitz. Hey, Mac, what's happening, brother? Hey, Catrici. I can't even spell that. No.
Lord, Fitzy, he don't mean no harm, baby. He don't
Hey,
mean no harm.
Dolores, Electra. Yeah. Hey, but yeah, think about that, man. Just think about that. That is something to be understood. That money in your bank is digital until you get a piece of $1, which gives you a piece of physical currency. So cryptocurrency is digital money that is typically controlled by the owner through a digital wallet. A wallet is no more than some space on the internet, all right? That becomes a part of the blockchain. So cryptocurrency is that digital money that is controlled by the owner through a digital wallet rather than a bank. Your money in the bank, still digital, is controlled by a bank. Your money in cryptocurrency is controlled by the owner of that coin. I hope that makes a lot of sense because I wasn't confused about it, but I wanted to make sure that there was a real simple example people could follow. All right. Hey, Nene, Electra, how are you? So look at it that way. So whether or not we agree or not, it is part of the future. Bitcoin is going to be part of the future. How big of a part it plays, we don't know. But it is already here, and it ain't going away. If things get funky, it might be the only way that we can survive in the future. If they shut down the dollar, or there's an economic catastrophe, and the dollar no longer has value, or it starts to lose value, what are you going to do then? If you don't have digital currency, and I'm not saying again, let me say like I said from the beginning, don't go and put all your money into cryptocurrency. Diversify your investment portfolio by having a little this, a little that, a little that. Little gold, little diamonds, little real estate, little cryptocurrency, little mutual fund, little 401k. All of these instruments are used to build your wealth. So don't be afraid to try new things. And don't be foolish enough to try everything.
mean, I'm gonna be honest. If it, I'm gonna be honest. If it wasn't for me asking certain people questions and me being allowed,
Me
me
asking
being,
me.
huh? I ain't want,
Asking
you know
me.
what I'm saying. I don't want to give everybody my connection, but if y'all must know, but if it wasn't for me, asking questions and wanting the knowledge and things like that, you know, I wouldn't know about a lot of things. And that's a lot of people's problem is they don't want to ask the question because they don't want to seem dumb or they don't want to seem, and not even dumb. They don't want to say, I just use the word ignorant to the fact because when you have, when you don't know, that's different. And that's the difference. And sometimes, it's best to ask the questions. It's best to know about these things because so many times you can get in conversations with people and they will judge you and they will get over on you based on what they think you don't know. you
Oh,
know and
amen.
so and I learned that very early on. And just dealing with, between him and my unseen big brother, little brother Keith right there. I learned a whole lot. And so I just want people to get to the point where they understand that what people think you don't know is your best weapon because people will look at you and judge you and be like, oh, they can't know this or they can't know that. You'd be surprised at what I know and what I can talk about and what I can tell you
That's a
about.
good
And
one.
when he have to tell me to hush, and sometimes, the spirit just touched me, I be touched and, I get hot from the feet up, you know what I mean? But don't be afraid to be hungry or thirsty for the knowledge, and don't have people at your table that cannot feed you what you need, the nutrients you need to be fed. I'm just put it that way, because when you have people at your table and they can't offer you something or they can't add something new to your plate, they don't need to be there. So when we bring these topics like the cryptocurrency or the things we bring to, because that's what's coming into fruition right now in the world. That's what we're having to face in the world. And God knows, before a couple of years ago, I didn't want to talk about no money. I didn't want to learn about no cryptocurrency. I didn't want to even know what a paymaster was. But then when I learned, that's the best thing in the world. So just become knowledgeable and just be okay with getting that knowledge when you
Well,
can.
and the thing is, we bring these topics because we know that a lot of people don't get the structured information, and there's a lot of curiosity about it. Just like when I posted it up on Facebook, I had all kind of people. Hey, so what you going to be talking about? You said cryptocurrency. I said, so there's a lot of inquisitiveness, and a lot of people are very curious about it, but
Right.
they're afraid, like Keith said, they're afraid because they think like, okay, they say a million Bitcoin. That means I ain't got $1 million. You don't have to have $1 million,
Right.
but your money can actually multiply if you invest strategically in cryptocurrency. All right. Now, some of the best known cryptocurrency include Bitcoin. It was the first one. Bitcoin was the first one and largest cryptocurrency, and is often referred to as digital gold. Now, I'll tell you why I believe it's that way, because it has verifiable ways to transact. If you're dealing with Bitcoin, you know that you're dealing with blockchain. You know that you're dealing with reputable cryptocurrency personnel. And that's the biggest fear, or should be your biggest fear, dealing with someone reputable. Now, as we said, Keith and I, we sell and buy Bitcoins right now. So, and we've had situations where people thought that we had a real deal, a real situation, and it turned out to be bogus, or someone prior to that lost their money. So you have to legitimize not only in Bitcoin, but any investment that you take. Ethereum is another one, and that supports digital applications and smart contracts in addition to payments. So you can do contracts through Ethereum.
Yeah. ETH.
XRP, that's another one. It's designed to facilitate fast international payments. So when you start getting smart on cryptocurrency, you want to look at what they are noted for, what their specialty is, so that you can kind of negotiate and engage that way. Solana is another one, known for processing transactions quickly with relatively low fees. So how does cryptocurrency really work? When you send cryptocurrency to someone, the transaction is broadcast to a network of computers. A network of computers. The network verifies that you own the funds. If you're the seller, they verify it. That's only if you're dealing with reputable ones. And I'm going to pound that in because you need to be dealing with reputable people. Too many financial contracts are still conducted in US dollars. Millions of businesses, governments, and banks depend on the dollar instead of Bitcoin. That's another reason that the dollar won't be replaced. So I'm switching gears right now. The Federal, because we're running out of time, the Federal Reserve can act during financial crisis by providing liquidity, something decentralized cryptocurrencies cannot do in the same way. The biggest challenges facing cryptocurrency is this. Prices can be extremely volatile. A currency used for everyday purchases need to be relatively stable. You don't want to go in the store one day and buy a gallon of milk for $3.69, and then the next day go in there and it's $9.99. So when we make purchases, that's why the dollar is going to be hard to knock off the block because it's stable. Transaction speeds and fees can vary depending on network demands. That's cryptocurrency. Governments are developing regulations that could significantly affect how cryptocurrencies are used. Remember I said, whenever there's something introduced and something new, that we have to catch up. We have people who go and look and tweak it and look at all the advantages and disadvantages. That's our government. So that's what we're doing as we speak. And my firm belief is that number 45, because he controls it, knew it was in this type of situation, and that's why he actually took advantage of his cryptocurrency during that time, because it was not thoroughly understood or regulated by the federal government. Y'all take a look, listen to what I just said, and go look at it again. Because if you control the federal government, you're the one who controls when and where and how regulatory requirements are being put out to the public. So if you're controlling the Treasury Department, and you have a vision to get rich off of cryptocurrency, a small delay can gain billions of dollars. Now, when it's established, that opportunity may not be there. That's all I'm saying. Now, while blockchains themselves are difficult to alter, exchanges, wallets, and individual users, not the blockchain, but exchanges, wallets, individual users can still be hacked or lose access to their funds. That's the thing to be careful with.
Yeah, I know somebody personally that lost about 700,000
Oh,
in
yeah.
BTC. And
Hey, in a matter of snapping your fingers, right?
And yeah, and they were trying to do some type of deal, and the whole attorney escrow situation and all these different things. And long and short, people stole their money. So I know homie's still trying to go through the legal process to get some of it, but it ain't looking too good. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, well, first of all, how you gonna know who got it? This is the key. When I first started dealing with cryptocurrency, particularly Bitcoin, that was one of my concerns. When we're dealing through, just like the internet, and listen, I'll give y'all a story and then we're gonna probably close out. But I like playing video poker. I did a thing in this company. It was overseas because it's not legal in the United States. And man, I think I won like $5,000, right? So I got happy. I hit a royal flush. And man, I jumped out the bed and I started doing that tap dance. I was so happy. And I went back for several weeks. And then I started playing $100 at a time. And then something didn't feel right. I did 100. Man, I woke up in the morning. They had debited my account 40 times for that $100. One transaction. Now, because you on mute, Miss O'Neil, because I have a good bank, I was able to recover my funds. But all that's electronic, right? And it's possible that it can happen. Now, let me go ahead and put this out there before I close out. Why do people buy cryptocurrency? People use it for different reasons, but the main ones are, number one, they're investing in the hope of increasing their value. So it's an investment opportunity. They're sending money across borders quickly. Overseas, Mexico, Venezuela, the islands is done rather quickly than going through the banking system, which takes a little time and a lot of verification. They use it to diversify their investments using certain blockchain-based financial services. Preserves the fact that they have a direct connection without a third party, a second party when you talk about bank intervention. But more importantly, most people want to know what are the risks. Here are the risks. Cryptocurrency has significant risks. Number one, prices can rise and they can fall dramatically. And they do it in a short period of time. Normally with the US dollar, if you know how to follow trends, if you know anything about economic values and investments, you can see trends that are going to show you that it's not a good time to invest your money. With cryptocurrency, it's not that way. The price can go up tonight and then fall down 2 hours later. Now, if you lose access to your wallet, or recovery phases, your funds may be unrecoverable. Same thing as being hacked, if you ask me.
Yeah, same thing, pretty much.
Same thing as being hacked. I hear it.
And that's why
Scams and fraudulent investment schemes are very common. As Keith said, we deal with it all the time. We get, hey, I got 1 million Bitcoin. Do you have a buyer? All right, we go out, search the buyer, do all that. Then they come back and they explain to we want to ping the account, or we want to do all of this. And turns out that it ain't nothing but a scam. So you have to be very careful when you're dealing with Bitcoin or cryptocurrency. All right.
Yeah. In any of those big transactions, the one caveat we'll say is the savvy people who know you're not going to transact in your cold wallet. You're going to transact out of the transactional wallet.
Exactly.
So if you're doing a transaction at the levels that we're talking about, whatever you have, as we call it, in your cold wallet, nobody needs to know that. All you need to do is have a transactional wallet and have it set up once the situation happens where that crypto is going to go. Some people say, well, we need to see your cold wallet to know that you have 1,000 Bitcoin or you have 5,000 Bitcoin. Why you need to see that if we're doing a transaction and all I'm doing is buying from you? That's a scam, right? Or where they want you to escrow the money in an attorney escrow, but they don't want it to be your attorney. They want it to be their attorney's escrow. So they say, you got to put this 50 million over here and then your money moves first. No, in Bitcoin, the coin has to move first.
Right.
To significant to show that it's a valid transaction. Go ahead, Mr. G.
So he's giving you 3 red flags. If someone tells you that they need your money in an escrow account and it's not your attorney, if you're buying because you want to protect your money, then that's a red flag, right? Or a transactional wallet is the wallet that you are actually conducting the transaction. That's the wallet. There's no need for you to see if I'm buying something for $1. See, I use things in its most simple.
Common sense things. Yes.
Right. Mm-hmm. If I got $100 in my wallet and I walk into the Happy Mart or wherever I'm going, and I'm buying something for $10, I don't need to show the clerk.
I got $100. Yeah. Well, I got to show you got $100 to spend 10.
Right, exactly. Right. I got $100 in my wallet and I'm buying something for $10 and I need to show him what's in my wallet before I can make this purchase. So a lot of this is common sense.
Mr. G, can I say one more thing?
Yeah, go ahead.
The other thing about the attorneys is, as you know, in order to have an attorney in a position to do a crypto transaction, he or she has to have their own attorney crypto wallet escrow.
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely.
Meaning that for that transaction, they can actually operate on your behalf, which is how you eliminate the fraud, because that attorney wallet is how you're transacting, which is also how you protect yourself, which is kind of how these real deals really happen. The attorney actually can receive the crypto. So then at that point, when everything's in your wallet, you determine if you want to turn it into USD, how much you want to turn into USD, how much you want to keep in crypto, etc. Go ahead, Mr. G. Break it down.
And that's your protection. Very valid point. If you're using an attorney, and a lot of transactions, when you're talking about the big transactions, they're going to want to involve an attorney. Now, that's not a bad thing. The bad thing is that they're telling you, we want you to use my attorney, someone who you don't even know, because you don't even know if it's an attorney or not. And trust me, we do commodities every single day, and there's so much fraud out there. It's so, as we said, you only close one transaction out of every 100 that you do.
Yeah,
so
it's
if
unbelievable.
you close one of them, that's worth tens and hundreds of millions of dollars, so you don't really worry about it. Yeah. But there's no reason for you to think that it's more valid because they're telling you use my attorney. That's a red flag to show you're about to lose your money.
And they know you ain't got an attorney because you didn't say, well, hold on. No, my attorney's representing me. So you bring your attorney, my attorney gonna talk to your attorney. Let's talk about it. Yeah,
absolutely.
Most people ain't got that.
That's the fix to it all. Nah, I use my attorney, even if you ain't got one.
Even if you ain't got one.
And then you go find one.
Then you go find one. Yep.
With a real transaction. So that attorney, they have to have, as Keith just said, they have to have an account, and it has to be a cryptocurrency account.
Specifically for crypto.
Right.
Transactions like what we're saying. Exactly. Yes.
Yeah, they're acting on your behalf.
And Indy has that.
Right. Oh yeah, we know India, big girl. We got
Yeah.
all that. But
Yeah.
listen, so
Yeah.
now you are protected regardless because by law they have to have that cryptocurrency wallet, that attorney, and if you're transacting and things go south, you have some recourse because by law this individual represented you. It doesn't have anything to do with the crypto, the specifics of crypto. It has to do with the law as to an attorney, client, privilege, and
There you
attorney,
go.
client relationship.
There you
So
go.
keep that in mind.
There you go.
All right.
Paymaster DeJoya. Paymaster DeJoya.
That's
You know what I mean?
right.
Paymaster has a lot of jobs, DeJoya. Yeah.
That's right.
I'm that person. I need to add like three more digits onto my account though.
Well, here's the other thing too with that is that when you're doing I'll say this and give it to Mr. G. When you're doing a crypto deal, right? In these cases we're talking about at any level, right? Remember, crypto is the actual currency. If you want to take it in USD, there's taxes involved and there's like a cash out process that a lot of people don't understand too. So if you're doing these transactions, you could say, hey, I don't want my money. Taxes, right. I don't want my money in crypto. I want my money in USD. I'll decide how much I'm going to put back into crypto once it all hits my account and I know that it's real, right? You understand what I'm saying? And, you know, anyway, go ahead, Mr. G.
Yeah. Hey, that's a point well made. You don't have to do it crypto to crypto. There are options that you're going to have in the transaction. But yeah, you have to get smart on that kind of stuff. Hey, your favorite something. How are you? Brandy, how are you? Borchia, how are you? Stephanie, how are you? Shirley, OTC, how are you? See, those names I can pronounce. All right.
Ooh, fix me.
But anyway, let me go ahead and sign off. If you all want more of this cryptocurrency or any investment opportunity, we do gold, dory bars, we do all kind of rough diamonds and all those different things. And you don't have to be a billionaire to get started. You just have to have some money and a relationship. All right. So in conclusion, cryptocurrency represents one of the most significant financial innovations of the modern era. By using blockchain technology, it allows people to store and transfer value. Key word, to store and transfer value without relying on traditional banks or the government. While it offers advantages such as global accessibility, faster transactions, and greater financial independence, it also carries very important risks, including price, validity, security challenges, and evolving relationships. Evolving regulations. I was so trying to get to that word, regulations, because remember we talked about it. Number 45, he set the stage for success for him with his cryptocurrency. Now, a lot of people don't like that, especially the people who lost money. So don't you think now that there are going to be regulatory requirements that prohibit certain things from happening? But who cares once I made a $2 billion? I don't care about it after that. That's for the regular people. That's for everybody else. That pertain to me because it's not retroactive. I've got that money, right? As technology and financial systems continue to evolve, cryptocurrency is likely to become a large portion of the global economy. We can't do anything about it. Right, Shirley? All right. However, rather than completely replacing traditional currencies like the US dollar, it is more likely to exist alongside them. So cryptocurrency is going to become very, very significant, but it's going to partner with the US dollar. It's not going to replace it. It's going to partner with it.
Who is
And it's
Shirley?
going to, go ahead.
Who is Shirley?
I just spoke to her. And I see her name up
Oh,
there.
I'm
Yes,
like
Mr.
you
G.
said.
Yes,
You
yeah,
said
yes, Mr.
right,
G.
Shirley. I'm like, who is Shirley?
As you finish up, Mr. G, you're right. And when they figure out how to back the crypto with gold
Oh,
and other
Oh,
natural resources, it's over.
it's
Once they
over.
figure that out, it's over.
Yep.
It's over.
Definitely is.
I mean,
It's over.
I don't think, and I know we closing out. I don't think I'll ever be like on the hoot nanny wagon with just totally crypto or trusting that for that. I'm not saying I won't have a crypto wallet or I don't.
Yes, you will. Yes, you will. When you had to switch to a flat screen TV, did you have a choice? Did you have a choice? You had to switch because they said we ain't making them TVs no more,
Good point.
right?
I'm
So
just
no,
saying
no,
that.
no, no. Hey, no. I hear what you're saying. When they switch it out and say everybody got a smartphone, ain't nothing you could do about it. You got to get one or you be left in the dust. You know what I'm saying? Lost in the sauce.
It's just
So
kinda
this
crazy.
crypto is going to hit like that. I'm telling yo.
Hey, listen.
Yes, it
listen.
is.
I
Yes,
mean,
it
I'm
is.
not in denial. I'm just saying, you
Listen,
know.
I don't know why people think it's so far fetched. Listen, remember when we were in the military, and now you all as civilians too, they came and said, you will get what? Direct deposit. We ain't giving you no more checks. You remember that? So
And
what
even
happened?
if you don't get direct deposit, guess what? They send it to you on this card, and you still got to go get.
I'm just saying, I'm just backing up what Keith just said about the flat screen TV. If you want to watch TV, you're going to buy a flat screen. We ain't making no more of these big wooden consoles. We're making flat screens. Now, and when that happened, I was kind of heartbroken because I had a TV with a telephone in. I paid a lot of money for the television, right? And I knew I was the only one of the few people that had it. So when you have no other option, they said, if you want to get paid, you go by this date, you will have direct deposit. If you do not have direct deposit, you ain't going to get paid. We're going to hold your check. I forgot what the stipulations were. But now what is it? Everyone that goes into military service, which is one of the biggest entities in the United States, you will have direct deposit. That's one of the things you do when you sign up. So cryptocurrency is coming. There's nothing to be afraid of. Just educate yourself and understand it. It's just like the dollar. You don't have all your dollars invested. You only want a portion of your value and your wealth invested in Bitcoin or cryptocurrency. You don't take all of your money when you go to get that direct deposit and go spend it all on mutual funds, if mutual funds are your thing. You don't go and buy all of your money that's in the bank, go buy, 500,000 carat rough cut diamonds. You take a portion of your money. So you got to be smart with whatever we do and understand that anytime we make an investment and look at cryptocurrency as it is right now, quote, quote, an investment opportunity. When they make it mandatory, then it becomes the medium of exchange. It becomes how we make purchases for products and services. But it's not that way right now. All right? So, however, rather than completely replacing traditional currencies like the US dollar, it is more likely to exist alongside them, like I said, serving as another option for payments, investments, and international commerce. Understanding both its opportunities and its risk is essential for anyone considering participating in the world of digital assets. Just get smart. It's coming. There's nothing to be afraid of. It's just another option for you to diversify your portfolio. It would never replace the dollar, not as we see it today. I was told a long time ago, never say never. But as we see it today, it won't completely replace the dollar. All right. All right, thank you all. It was another great discussion. We hope you enjoyed it. We love all of you. And man, I'm telling you, this really got deep. I didn't think that we'd put out this much information. But again, as I said, if you all want us to continue with this, because it's deep and it's so vast as far as the information that's out there concerning cryptocurrency. But we aren't afraid to tackle it. Trust me. All right? So anyway, Auf Wiedersehen, au revoir, au revoir, goodbye. We love you, and we'll see you all next Wednesday, same time, same place. Take
Bye,
care of
y'all.
yourself.
All right, guys.